Welcome to today's episode of Fin Paper Pod, where we turn the headlines into clarity. Today we're talking gold, not just jewelry, not just bars in a vault, but gold as the comeback king of global finance. With markets shaky, inflation lurking, and global uncertainty rising, is gold reclaiming its throne as the ultimate safe haven? Let's break down why the world's oldest asset might just be having its most important moment yet.
Absolutely. It's been interesting to see how gold has transformed from what Keynes once called a barbarous relic to a must-have asset in times of global turmoil. Even central banks, once eager to part with their gold reserves, have been piling it back up. It's almost as if gold never lost its charm after all.
Right, and when you look at the numbers, it's clear. Last year, gold surpassed the euro to become the second largest reserve asset among central banks. That's huge. And the buying spree is still going strong. What do you think has triggered this surge?
Well, there's a lot going on. Geopolitical tensions, trade wars, and growing doubts about the long-term stability of the US dollar. I think it's a mix of things. Gold is just that asset you can rely on when everything else seems shaky. I mean, it's one of the only things that has no counterparty risk. It's been trusted for centuries.
True, and that sense of security is exactly why it's surged in value. In fact, gold hit a record intraday high this year, even surpassing $3,000 per troy ounce. When you compare it to other assets like Bitcoin, often touted as digital gold, it feels like gold has reclaimed its crown. Do you think Bitcoin can actually compete with gold for this role?
That's a fun debate. Some people are calling Bitcoin the new gold, but I agree with Kenneth Rogoff. Gold is the original safe haven. Bitcoin might be seen as a hedge for some, but it lacks the same proven track record and tangible value that gold has. In the end, gold still holds the title for me.
Exactly. And then there's the Trump factor. Many analysts, like John Reed from the World Gold Council, argue that Trump's policies and the uncertainty surrounding his administration have really fueled gold's rise. We saw this with the tariffs and the unpredictable market reactions. What's your take on this political influence on gold prices?
I think it's undeniable. The political uncertainty, especially with policies affecting the US dollar, has pushed investors toward gold. The US is facing challenges, things like growing debt and questions over the Federal Reserve's independence. These factors are making gold even more attractive as a stable alternative.
Yeah, and let's not forget the shift in central banks' strategies. We're seeing countries move away from the dollar, especially after the sanctions on Russia. Emerging markets like China and India have ramped up their gold purchases. It seems like the global financial system is adapting, and gold's role is evolving in that context.
Absolutely. The rise of emerging markets is a key driver here. For many countries, the dollar just doesn't offer the same security it once did. They're looking for alternatives, and gold is the most tangible one available. It might not be able to replace the dollar entirely, but it's becoming an increasingly important part of the mix.
It's interesting to think about the future, isn't it? Some even argue we're in the middle of a grand portfolio shift, as HSBC's James Steele puts it. If this trend continues, could we be witnessing the beginning of a new era for gold?
That's the big question. I think we are in a new era, yes, but it's not necessarily about gold replacing the dollar. It's more about gold taking its rightful place as a reliable asset, especially in times of uncertainty. It's a hedge, and it's comforting. Something that remains true, no matter how volatile the world gets.
And that brings us to one of gold's enduring qualities. It's a comfort metal. In times of stress, people turn to it. It's fascinating how, despite all the modern financial tools and technologies, gold still holds this unique place in our collective psyche.
It really is. People seek stability in chaos, and gold has been that anchor for millennia. I think we'll continue to see it play a pivotal role, especially as the world faces new financial challenges. There's something timeless about it.
And perhaps that's the ultimate takeaway for our listeners today. No matter how much the world changes, gold still has a unique position as a refuge from uncertainty. It's not just a relic of the past, it's a vital part of the financial landscape today.
Well said. As the world faces new challenges, it's good to know that some things, like gold, endure. And with that, we'll wrap up today's discussion. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.